Gen Z is changing the beauty industry. Thanks to their influence, beauty and cosmetics companies are moving away from the idea that sex sells and putting a greater emphasis on minimalism, authenticity, and skincare.
The most important thing about beauty is be who you are.
As the most racially and ethnically diverse generation, Gen Z is influencing beauty by rewarding brands that promote inclusivity, sustainability, and ethically sourced products. All of this sounds great, but are these seemingly positive changes having truly positive impacts? They might be changing beauty standards, but young people are also constantly surrounded with content and messaging about beauty.
A Venus of beauty. We work with the best coutures.
I cannot hardly say.
Gen Z grew up with Instagram and Snapchat and were the first to flock to TikTok. They're the most image-aware generation ever. And thanks to the imperative to always wear something new on socials, unsustainable forces like fast fashion are more economically fruitful than ever.
I know it's cheap, fast, and easy, but instant gratification quickly wears off. Pollution does not.
Here's our take on the contradictions of Gen Z's beauty standards and which of their values are really making a lasting change. Gen Z's diversity has shaped the way they approach beauty. They have been the loudest voices in a broader cultural movement to celebrate beauty across bodies, races, and ethnicities, which has pushed brands to be more inclusive with makeup and skincare products. They've used social media to call out brands like Tarte, YSL, and Beauty Blender for their lack of shade ranges for foundations and concealers. And they've embraced brands like Rihanna's Fenty Beauty for its inclusive ethos and 40 shades of foundation.
It's just something that's very new to the beauty industry is including us.
In the same vein, Gen Z has focused more attention on the ethics of beauty brands. They have flocked to products that are cruelty-free, vegan, or manufactured with sustainable practices. Gen Z consumers choose to actively support brands that share their values. According to Michael Enger, president of Good Light Skincare, Gen Zs are not going to buy products from a brand they wouldn't be friends with.
I have made it a priority to stop using products that are like slowly killing me. And I'm shouting out brands that are making killer products that have really clean ingredients.
This philosophy also lifts up brands that emphasize individuality and authenticity. There has been an increase in gender-neutral makeup and gender-diverse beauty ad campaigns. For example, Gen Zer James Charles was the first CoverGirl cover boy in 2016, and in 2018, Amy Deanna became their first ever model with vitiligo.
Why try to blend in when you can choose how to stand out?
The days of the razor-sharp contouring, flawlessly airbrushed skin, and sculpted brows of the Kardashian aesthetic are over.
Everybody and their mom was using full coverage foundation.
Eden Palmer, a vice president at Forma Brands, told Vogue that people want to show their skin, freckles, and textures. Beauty campaigns are increasingly hiring models who embody those values of authenticity and diversity. Models with scars, stretch marks, and wrinkles whose skin isn't airbrushed to match one cookie-cutter model of beauty. This celebration of natural beauty really does seem to point to a higher drive for self-acceptance in Gen Z. In a study conducted by Viacom, 80% of young adults said their definition of beauty is being yourself.
I always feel the best when I'm in makeup that I feel like enhances what I have naturally.
Young people also use products that emphasize skincare and health, rather than foundations and concealers that cover their skin purely for aesthetic reasons. Another popular brand, The Ordinary, has found success by boasting clinically proven ingredients combined with minimalist packaging and affordable pricing.
This is the $8 product that changed my skin.
In an interesting contradiction, Gen Z actually buys more cosmetics than their Gen X parents. But according to surveys, 70% are only using 1 to 3 makeup products in their daily routines. Instead, they're buying moisturizers, cleansers, toners, and other skincare products, often made with natural ingredients that are marketed as clinically proven to improve skin health. While they're not caking on the products to feel ready for the day, research conducted by Good Light suggests that over 40% of Gen Z consumers have beauty routines that use 10-step skincare regimens, similar to the one popularized by K-Beauty.
I use these 2 toners to kind of brighten my skin and hydrate it. Then I use a glow serum and a vitamin C serum, but I forgot to film that, and a moisturizer.
So it's not really that Gen Z are using cosmetics less. If anything, Gen Z is more into cosmetics than previous generations. They're just using them differently, as a form of self-care or self-expression. The expressiveness trend is represented on the HBO show Euphoria, where makeup is a way to highlight and emphasize the individuality of the characters.
In the first season, we were able to create looks that felt like an extension of the kind of emotional, subjective realities of the characters.
Pops of of bold color, graphic eyeliner, and full-on glam looks are popular makeup trends, both on Euphoria and in real life, but only for sometimes. As makeup artist Min Sandhu explained to Vogue, Gen Zs don't have a makeup look that they wear every day. They are much more experimental. It has to do with embracing the different facets of their personality and their different moods and feelings. For many generations, makeup has felt like a mask women had to don to hide what they truly look like.
I'm gonna run and put my face on.
But all of Gen Z's trends come back to the idea of self-love and embracing your own natural beauty.
Just perfect, and don't let anyone try and convince you otherwise.
As Olamide Aloe, the co-founder and CEO of skincare brand Topicals, told the New York Times, the brands of yesterday focused on aspiration and making you want to be somebody. Gen Z brands focus on celebrating you in the way that you are. Are you a natural beauty business owner? Or do you make niche products that Gen Z loves? Make sure your orders ship in time for the holiday period with this video sponsor, Stamps.com. Stamps is an amazing way for small businesses to ship. It's super affordable, and all you need is a computer and printer to take advantage of it. Stamps sells official postage from UPS and USPS at huge discounts. It takes seconds to print labels, and then your parcel's ready to ship. It's so simple, and the best part is, as the cold weather draws in, you don't need to spend hours waiting in line at the post office. You can organize package pickup on your Stamps dashboard. So simple. Ready to save time and money on your shipping? Sign up with promo code THETAKE for a special offer that includes a 4-week trial, plus free postage and a digital scale. No long-term commitments or contracts. Just go to Stamps.com, click the microphone at the top of the page, and enter code THETAKE. The message that natural is beautiful is meant to empower people, but in practice, these new beauty standards come with many of the same pressures and stressors as past ones. While young people may not all be trying to look as done as Kim Kardashian, they're putting similar amounts of effort into looking effortless.
We're gonna show you my no makeup look with 3 products. I'm going to the pool. I wanna look not ugly, but I want to do something simple with my face.
Despite their inclusive values, Gen Z has grown up in an extremely image-saturated social media culture. They are constantly barraged with curated, perfect images of naturally beautiful young people. This can be discouraging, especially when there are no endorsed products they can use to radically change their appearance to be more confident. Body positivity and natural beauty are genuine values of Gen Z, but that doesn't stop thin, fit, traditionally beautiful bodies from being the most celebrated.
Football, from this angle I look like this. From this angle I look like this.
Why do skinny white women keep posting videos like this? How do they not realize that that's so problematic? It's harmful.
As 17-year-old Maya Al-Jamie told HuffPost, Gen Z is told to idolize women with bodies that fit the beauty standard for being body positive. There is nothing positive about this. Some of the most popular content on TikTok and Instagram are what I eat in a day videos, workout routines, and fitness content. The That Girl trend promotes looking and acting a certain way, all under the guise of wellness, inclusivity, and positivity.
The entire It Girl aesthetic is based around healthy habits. Think about it. Eat healthy but are also balanced. Have workout routines, a morning routine, a nighttime routine. They go on a daily walk, they wake up early, they make their bed.
And the pressure to always be sporting new looks and outfits online encourages unsustainable practices. Although thrifting and ethical brands are definitely popular among Gen Z, fast fashion brands like Shein are exploding thanks to their emphasis on trendiness for cheap prices over quality and rewearability. New makeup and skincare products in line with Gen Z ideals are constantly popping up. And no matter how sustainable or ethical a brand's practices may be, their goals are ultimately to sell more and make profits. Gen Z consumers glorify this overconsumption through haul videos, product testing videos, and other content that promotes purchasing.
I got a $700 Shein order, so I'm gonna share it with you guys.
The fact that Gen Zers are surrounded by so many images of themselves also has some powerful psychological consequences. In 2017, the American Academy of Facial Plastic and Reconstructive Surgeons conducted a poll and found that 55% of their surgeons had patients who wanted cosmetic surgeries to help them look better in selfies. And now, 56% of dermatologists have noticed an increased interest in cosmetic surgery from their patients after spending so much time on Zoom during the pandemic.
I hear it from patients directly. They say it. I don't like the way I see myself when I'm on Zoom, on social media.
A plastic surgery-heavy beauty ideal has already been blowing up in recent decades for younger and younger women. Just look at the Kardashians. But cosmetics doctor Ahmed El-Muntasar highlights that Gen Z's decisions to get plastic surgery are heavily influenced by what they see on social media. In the last 12 months, I've seen an incremental increase in clients asking for procedures based on trends they've seen on TikTok. Doctors have noticed their younger patients refer to photos of themselves during surgery consultations, appearance rather than the face in the mirror.
I would pay to have this nose. Oh, shit, I already have it.
Plastic surgery is ultimately a personal choice and is by no means an inherently bad procedure, but when the reasoning behind that decision come from social media trends promoting natural beauty, it raises the question of how authentic the movements themselves can really be. This isn't the first time the beauty industry has changed to match the values of young consumers, and since trends are always moving in and out, that change frequently doesn't last. Product lines get discontinued, brands that made a big statement about inclusivity quietly revert back to the mostly white beauty ideals of before. But some beauty industry veterans feel confident that this moment is different. Hollywood stylist Nivasha Johnson told the New York Times, "We have morphed into a world where people are very much in touch with who they are. It's a world of, this is who I am." Gen Z is changing the beauty industry in some lasting ways, both deliberately through their priorities of diversity, sustainability, and self-love, and unintentionally through the social and psychological effects of social media. Sometimes these two forces are at odds with each other. It's hard to love yourself as you are and also compare images of yourself to influencers. But Gen Z have pushed for beauty to recenter around a different set of values, resulting in real changes to how products are made, how they're marketed, and who they are for. And even with our rapid trend cycle, for many, those deeper values are here to stay.
I love being Gen Z because I just feel like we just know our worth.
Thanks again to Stamps.com, this video's sponsor, the easiest way to pay for postage online.